Yes, guys, welcome from me, Championship Manager 0102, the Fantasy Football Kickabout. It's taken a while, but we've finally got to part 2. Truth be told, I've actually got part 3 available for you. So, just to give you a really quick reminder, you guys have participated by just picking your best player, really, from 1995 up to the modern day, providing they're over 28, and I've just renamed them and put you in the game. We had some 1-year-olds, we had some teenagers, we've got all sorts of players, and I think we had 40 odd players that participated, and we've ended up with 56 of you guys, so that is a great response to have 56 of you. Now you can see in the date in the corner, we are at the start of the season, so 02, so 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. So we have just had 7 seasons. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1. Yeah, we've just had 7 seasons. Sorry, we're at the start of season 8. So 7 seasons gone. Now there is some breaking news on the first player. And the first player, before I go to each of you guys, we've had one player retire. And it was the person I thought would have the... it's not the person I thought would have the shortest career. Are you ready for this? It is Rob Kennedy. Rob Kennedy was one of the late players. Rob Kennedy has retired at the age of 36. Does anyone know who can guess who they think Rob Kennedy is going to be? Little clue for you here. He starts the game, suspended for 3 months. There you go. Of course, it is Eric Cantona. So let's have a quick gander on Rob Kennedy to see... Oh, bollocks. Well, I'm sorry, Rob, but this is your punishment for not getting in soon enough. We can't get to anything with Rob because he's retired. So it looks like we can't get anything... we can't get any history on you, Rob. So that's the end of Rob. So forget you, Rob. 55 people. These are our 55 people. No one has retired as of yet. I thought, it looks like he's been released. So Justin, of course, that is Vinnie Jones, 37 years of age. Let's have a quick look at Justin's quick glance at his history. So he started in 95, 96. He's had a free transfer to Harle. He's been, to be honest with you, he's been shit, isn't he? He's been shit. And there his, not even any achievements. Okay, Binks, of course, remember Binks, Paolo Maldini, now currently applying his trade at Rangers. He's only just had that move. It's quite an interesting one. And for Binks, let's have a look at any specific achievements. Yeah, he's done well. He's done very, very well indeed. European Champions Cup winner at the end of season 1. World Player of the Year, third place. Yeah, 95 Defender of the Year, season 1. He won the Euros with fuck me, what a first season for Binks. Charity Shield, Intercontinental. What? He didn't win Serie A, did he, in season 1? Oh, he did, sorry. Fuck me. He absolutely cleaned up. Okay, so I think we'll have a rough idea of who we think's been the most successful. Binks then. Absolutely great. Gary Hanks, you may recall, 33 years of age. He is Dennis Bergkamp, and he looks a fucking mean machine, don't he? Look at him. He looks great. He's at Ajax then after a £9 million move. And let's take a look at his achievements. He won the Premier League in 2 years. In the second season. Won the FA Cup. Okay, yeah, he won the Premier League again. Yeah, I think fair to say, Gary, you've done really, really well. On to Steve Harle. Now, Steve Harle, you may recall, is Gabriel Batistuta. And again, look how prolific he is. He's not had any moves. So, he's been with Fiorentina the whole way through. And there you go, Player of the Year for Fiorentina. Supporters Player of the Year. He's won that a few years now. What else have we got here? Let's say what else we've got. Yeah, that's pretty much what you've been winning. Nevertheless, so... certainly a good career for you, Steve. Maybe still a little bit left. Eben, of course, Alan Shearer, 31 years of age. And he gets a move to Lazio for 50. Look at that, how prolific is Alan Shearer. What a fucking player. And certainly a few achievements here to show you. Won the Charity Shield, Player of the Year. This player's been named, and yeah. Premier didn't play. Yeah, he didn't win anything. Didn't win any titles. It don't look like. But nevertheless, a good career for you. Still a little bit of time yet for you, Eben. Remember the Easter egg, Garry Johnston. Yes, Eben got it right. He put a comment on YouTube as to who Garry Johnston was. He is Neil Lennon. A little bit of a jokey one because I know how much Garry Johnston despises Neil Lennon. And in terms of Neil Lennon, give him credit. Scotland is open. Give him credit. Look at that. Very, very prolific at Motherwell. Started out at Crewe. Look how well he did at Crewe. I don't think there's going to be too much to show on his achievements. Yep, that's all it is. Okay, well done, Garry. On to Colin Fisher from YouTube. Apologies now, because I missed out a few before, didn't I? Colin Fisher on YouTube. He starts out as, who do we say? Duncan Ferguson? Yeah, Duncan Ferguson. So he's still at Everton. Again, very prolific. Not prolific in terms of average rating. Hasn't really got the goals in, has he? Don't know why I went to that. Supporters Player of the Year at Everton. So, okay, Colin, well done. Still a couple more years for you to do something. John Maurice, Roy Keane, of course, looks very, very good indeed. Let's see what he's won. He must have won something. Premier League champions in '96, FA Cup runners-up, FA Cup winners, Premier League champions, League Cup winners. He didn't win the Champions League, but John Maurice did it all for Manchester United. You know, probably amongst one of the best squads in the world, the league. But he gets a few medals. Lewis Gilbert from Discord. Okay, I can't remember who you are. You haven't really developed that brilliant. Kevin Phillips hasn't really developed that well at all. Not too bad. Goals ratio, Lewis, you did really, really well. In terms of your achievements. There we go. That is Kevin Phillips, Lewis Gilbert. Panos, of course. Javier Zanetti. Look how well he looks. He looks an absolute fucking beast. £51 million move to Barcelona. That is one hell of a move for Panos. Let's take a look now then at what his achievements were. I'm sure he's going to... Yeah, he was always going to have some, weren't he? Yeah, look at that. World Cup Dream Team. Okay, Panos, you did really well. Well done. Can't grumble with that at all. On to you, Matt Block. Now, Matt Block, let's try and remember now who was Matt Block. Alessandro Del Piero. And just look, I mean, he's still only 27 at Juventus. Let's have a look at his achievements then. Plenty of achievements. Champions League runners-up. Oh no, runners-up. I'm Serie A champions in 98. World Cup winners, won the World Cup medal for you, Matt Block. Well done. Yeah, plenty of achievements then for Matt Block. Well done, and he's still got a bit of time. On to page 2 now then. Thomas Tunnicliffe, 27 years of age. David Beckham, I want to say, yeah, it was Beckham. Let's see how he's flared up. Pretty mediocre, to be honest with you. Plenty of assists, particularly season 1. I'm not sure if he's going to get much in... Well, yeah, he's got a bit with Manchester United. Pretty similar to what John Maurice had. So, from a team perspective, well done. He got the Young Player of the Year, third place in 96, 97. So, yeah, good stuff. James Ratican, currently loan listed. Shay Given, I think we had him as. Look where he's playing, though. He's currently at Juventus. So, let's see now, then. He's been a bit of a journeyman, hasn't he? So, a loan move to Brentford, a 725 grand to move to Juventus. He has been a German. Torino, it hasn't been quite the same for you, has it, James? Let's have a look if you've got any particular achievements. UEFA Cup Juventus. I would guess that means you were on the bench. Loan, yeah. European Super Cup winners, okay. Okay, there you go. That is James Ratican. On to the next one, Chris Clark from YouTube. Now, Chris Clark took over, of course, Ronaldo 9. Still only 25. Let's see. Yeah, look at that. Very prolific. I'm not sure where he's being played. He's being played as an out-and-out striker. But nevertheless, in fact, before we go any further, yeah, he's had quite a lot of injuries. Yeah, poor bastard. And plenty of achievements as well for you, Chris. Well done, you. On to the next one. Drew Luna Europe, aka Andy. Andy, who I work with, chose Thierry Henry. He did choose Thierry Henry, yeah. Sorry, unhappy with his manager. Interesting. So, look at that. I mean, I have looked through this I skimmed through it to make sure it all fired up. But that, for me, is just fucking insane. Not only has he been prolific with goals, but he's been prolific with average rating. I mean, every season, as you can see, every season, he's averaged over 800. And it's not as if it's in a couple of games. It's loads of games. It's a playable league, the French league. Drew, well done. Looking good. On to the next one. One of the new recruits from forums, F1 Crazy. You chose Tim Cahill. So yeah, Tim Cahill for you. We'll call you Crazy from the forums. Some decent settings, some decent attributes. Now, Turkey is not a playable league. Now, the shit thing about this is can't take these average ratings as gospel because it's not reflected a true of his ability. So we'll hope that he can make his way back into a playable league, all being well. And you got a cap for Australia. Okay, and you've had a few caps since. So well done, you mate. Well done. Okay, on to Jamie Madden. Jamie Madden. I want to say Gerrard. See, look at that. He looks fucking crazy, don't he? He started at 15, didn't he? He's still only young. Hasn't really done the sort of performances that he would have wanted. His best season was clearly season 3. And in terms of achievements, he's won the Charity Shield. He's had quite a lot of injuries. That's the thing about Steven Gerrard. Okay, Jamie, still a bit of time. Still loads of time for you. On to another guy, Michael Clarkson, who surprisingly, you may recall, chose Johnston Park. Got a move to Celta Vigo, which I think he'll be very, very pleased about. So the Japanese league is a playable league. I didn't realise that. Okay, so Celta Vigo, still early days. 4 caps for South Korea. Let's have a look at his achievements. Yeah, first cap came in 01. Okay, not much to shout about Michael, but you never know. You never know, do you? Boozer Adams from Facebook. Boozer Adams went with Owen Hargreaves, still at Bayern Munich. Okay, let's see how you've been getting on, knowing that your injuries have been fine. And a League Cup runners-up medal, but plenty of time for you, Boozer. I'm sure that's not your name. Another one from YouTube here, Ivan Ivanov. And you chose, of course, Dimitar Berbatov. Again, not a playable league after moving from CSKA Sofia, so very difficult to put a judgment on you how well you've actually performed. I mean, you've got the finishing ability. You're a big jumper, big headerer. We want to see you move, get your arse over to one of the playable leagues. On to one of our Irish sons, John McGrath. John McGrath, of course, chose Robbie Keane. Still at Wolves. Still only young. Looking good. And let's have a look at his achievements. Plenty of achievements for you, John McGrath. Got your first cap at age 19. Yeah, so plenty to go around there. Player of the Year for your club. On to page number 3. We are getting there. Mark Brown. If I remember rightly, he chose Vidic. Look at that. Look how well Mark Brown looks. But now, Red Star are not in a playable league. You know, it is shit. It really is shit. Particularly when you look like that. When you look like that, you know, we really need to see Mark Brown get his arse into a playable league. Ideally, we want to see him in England. A few injuries here and there. And nothing on the achievements. Martin Keane, Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Well, he's got a big move. He had a big move, as in he went to Lazio after leaving Malmo. Malmo, Swedish league, that was open. But I think it's still early doors yet for Martin. I don't think we're going to see much on the achievements, are we? No. One or two things. He has broken to the Swedish squad. So, early doors yet. Ross Horn. Arsenal attacker, who was he? Joe Cole. So he's got to move to Arsenal. Some players, I can't remember who they are. So a minimal move for him after a fantastic half a season. So he broke into West Ham 98-99. I'm not sure when he was already there, weren't he, at West Ham? Or that's when he had his first competitive game anyway, even non-competitive game because it would tell me if he had any non-competitive games in the earlier seasons. So Ross looking good. Want a new contract? That's quite interesting. Who knows, Ross? You might break in. You've obviously broke into the England squad, Ross. 20 caps at England, which is pretty fucking impressive for someone that's only 20 years of age. Okay, that is Ross Horn. Craig Donnelly, currently loan listed, 19 years. We go to the younger brigade now. You are, of course, Rafa van der Vaart. Not really done much. Not done much at all, Craig. But again, as I said, we're into the real early people now. Early years. Ian Williams, Jermaine Defoe. You know, he's not doing too bad given his age. On to Ili Stevkov, Macedonian international. Goran Pandev. He's got a move to Inter Milan. Well, we had a pre-arranged deal to Inter Milan, and he's got a cap. He's got himself a Super Cup. I think if they've got a Super Cup, they must have been on the bench or played in that game. Let's just... well, I don't know, actually. Maybe he didn't. Nah, maybe he was on the bench then, because he's done shit. Okay, on to Kevin Gilmartin, a Spaniard, attacking midfielder, right left centre. It is Andres Iniesta. And in terms of your... I keep going to that accent. Okay. Yeah, you've got a bit here, Kevin, but still very, very early days. Mark Rutgers, Wesley Schneider. He's only just made the move, it looks like. So it looks like he's made the move literally today's date, the 1st of July. So he's won fuck all. So he's not done anything. Matt Tierney, the Liverpool diehard fan. Javier Mascherano. He's only just got his move as well, it looks like. So this is early doors for these guys. Philippe Darrell. Now, Darrell's not even made the move yet. So he's going in 2 years' time when he's 19. Let's see how he's looking. Looking good. Thiago Silva, he is. Mike Evangelou. Mike Evangelou, of course, is Cristiano Ronaldo. He's looking good, isn't he? He's looking good. But he's only just moved, it looks like. Yeah, he's only just moved. So we'll see, really. It's going to be on the next part to see just how he flares up. On to the 4th page. Darrell Barrett, 16 years. He is Wayne Rooney, 250 grand. He even played a couple of games. Look at that. He had a hatful of games last season. And that just shows, don't it, his potential. He's 16. And he played half a dozen or so games last season. Really pleased for him. I don't think he's going to have got anything on achievements. No, he doesn't. Shane Wright, of course, you can see that it says TRN for a lot of these players. Means that they've not got their move yet. Their pre-arranged deal yet hasn't gone through. Shane Wright, I can remember, is Chris Kirkland. Is going to Leeds, and that is Shane Wright. Someone that has... hang on, no, let's go. Matt Collier-Brown, we know who he is. He is Lionel Messi. He's going in 2 years' time. So 04 is going to be a big year. So look at him. He looks fucking insane, don't he? You can't just make sure he's not made any more... Oh, look. Garry Steve Harle. Anybody else there? Panos is there? Yeah, it's always nice to see the players that are in the game playing international together. Matt Collier-Brown, we said, he's probably one of the favourites to be the most successful, particularly with his age and his potential. So that is Matt Collier-Brown. Stu Murtha, he looks like he's already got his move. Stocksbridge Park Steel. Does anyone remember who Stu Murtha is? He is Jamie Vardy. So he's got his move. It looks like he's just got his move. He's only just had his move. So good luck there, Stu. I hope you do well. You've got the determination. You're finishing. I don't quite know what your PA is as Jamie Vardy, but who knows. Pete Rudd then. So none of these deals have gone through yet. Obviously, we're going into Rolf Harris category here. Pete Rudd is looking good before he gets his move. Still only 14, let me remind you. Trunky from the forums. Trunky, I forget who he was. You are Sergio Aguero, one of the new recruits, Sergio Aguero. You're moving next year, Trunky. So Trunky's going to move. Wow, Trunky's going to move and he's going to have just turned 15. So this will be interesting to see how Trunky flares up. Let me just remind myself, Pete Rudd, just to remind you, is going to be Karim Benzema. Okay, Chris Lord from the forums, another new recruit, 13 years of age. Doesn't look that great, bit of a surprise, but he's opted to choose Kiro Immobile. Is that how you pronounce it? He's moving in 2 years' time, so he's going to be 15 too. Okay, we'll see. You know, you've got some work to do, Chris. Get your arse in gear. Get your arse down the gym. Okay, Carl Rhodes, Lewandowski. He's going to be 15 years of age as well. I know it ranges from 15, 16, 17. Michael Page, Jordan Henderson. He's going in 07, so he's not going until he's 17. Still a little bit of work for you to do there, Mike. Baz, Thiago Alcantara Baz is. Again, only 11 years of age, a little bit of work to do, but looks good. Looks good, and he's going in 5 years' time to Barcelona. Lee Rees, 11 years of age, Eden Hazard, and he's going in 6 years' time when he's 17. And on to the final page now then. Lee Sylvester, the bad boy, Mario Balotelli, 11 years of age, he's going in 5 years' time, he's going when he's 16. Mark Whittaker, Kanté, he is going in 8 years' time, surprisingly. He's going when he is 19 years of age. Trevor Choi, look at that, he looks good, don't he? God, he looks good for an 11-year-old. How does that make me sound? Gary Glitter. Okay, so Eden Hazard, no, that's Kevin De Bruyne, and he's going, of course, to Genk in 08, 6 years' time. Can you imagine how Trevor Choi is going to look in 6 years' time? David Trezeguet, Mane, again, another great player. Mane looks great on the 1st of July 2010, 8 years' time. He'll be getting his chance. He'll get his chance. Dean Milligan, Brazilian attacking forward, and that, of course, is Neymar. Yeah, he'll get his move in 7 years' time. On to Redknapp from the forums. Redknapp picked Mo Salah. Can't help but think he's going to be contesting a few big players, you know, like players like Mane, Messi, Ronaldo. I feel Redknapp's picked a player who's going to be with the elite top tier, I feel. On to Jamie Baxter. You may recall Jamie Baxter put a lot of thought into his player. He picked Alisson, the goalkeeper, big Liverpool fan. What is it with? We've got so many die-hard Liverpool fans in this. There's at least 5. And I'm not just saying they like Liverpool, they follow Liverpool, they're die-hard. I mean, you've got Mike Page, you've got Jamie, you've got Andy Vince, you've got Philip Stewart, you've got Matt Tierney. You know, that's the ones that I can name off the top of my head. Wayne Chester. Wayne went with Ming Son, interestingly. You'll get your move in 7 years' time, and you'll be 16. Okay, on to the next one. Andy Vince, we just mentioned him. Andy Vince has gone for Diablo, and of course he's moving in 8 years' time. He'll be 16 as well. Looks good, don't he? Look at those 20s. Look at those 20s. He looks fucking good. Okay, on to Che from the forums. I don't know what you said your surname was, Che, so I've left you as you are. This is one of the new recruits, and he's opted at any ideas who he is? That is Bernardo Silva. Ironically that he chose Bernardo Silva, because when I first started doing this and I was testing and I asked my daughter, pick a player, she picked Bernardo Silva because it's the only player she knows. Yeah, a long way to go though. You're not moving for 10 years. So we'll see how you flare up. Pepe Page, the final one, picked Harry Kane, of course, as a 1-year-old and is getting there. But you're not moving for another 8 years yet, Pep. So that is, I mean, the initial 55 starting players are right there. Apologies for you, Rob Kennedy. You chose Eric Cantona, and I did say to Rob last night, he said, is it too late? I said, it's not, because I can fire this game up and put him in. Then I realised he was retired, and I can't get no history. So there we go. So stay tuned, guys, for part 3, which I should point out is ready. And I think we've got on another few, half a dozen more seasons, maybe more. I should point out, guys, that in the next part, in fact, I can tell you that in the next part, a little spoiler here, we've got some players that are going to have been eliminated out of the game because they've retired. Now, once they retire, as we've just seen with Eric Cantona, once they retire, you cannot, you can't, no, that's not going to help me. You can't go to their history, and I want to say it's a. I know we're down to 4 pages. I know that for a fact. 55 players. Remember 55. We'll see how many we've got. I can't work it out until I fire it up. So that's it from me, guys. Hope you enjoyed this fantasy football kickabout. Although it's just really just me just going on and on and on. But just before we go, let's have a look at the caps. And Lewis Binks, we knew he already had a load with Italy. And we knew Steve Harle had a load already. Garry Hanks, Panos, these guys already had a load. Eben already had some with Alan Shearer. John Reese, I think he already had some, didn't he? Matt Block. Who was Matt Block? Del Piero, yeah, he would have already had some. I wanted to try and find... Did Michael Owen? Michael Owen wouldn't have had... Yeah, did I miss Michael Owen? Did I miss Philip Stewart? I don't remember saying his name. Have I done it again? Please tell me I've not done it again. I genuinely don't remember saying about Philip Stewart. Did I miss you, Philip Stewart? I apologise if I don't think I did I? Okay, so a quick observation on Philip Stewart here then. I must have missed him because that's very... But I'm sure I mentioned about his injuries. No? Okay, anyway, let's give you a bonus here then. Philip Stewart, you've really broke in for England, so well done on you. I think it's fair to say Philip Stewart has done it for England. You know, he's really broke in. Thomas Tunnicliffe, I don't know if Beckham had any... I don't think Beckham had any caps, did he? So we've got caps galore here. So some of you guys have done really well. Take away any caps that you may have already had. So, you know, you've all done extremely well. Yeah, so we go up to there. I think it would be fair to say... Who was it now? I forget who it was that got the really big move. Was it you, Panos? Panos, £51 million move. That's going to take some beating. That really is going to take some beating. A little spoiler alert here now then. On the next update, I know at least 3 of these guys that have gone. Probably even 8 of these. You got to think, if I've gone through 5 seasons... Justin's definitely going to be gone. Lewis Binks is definitely going to be gone. You know, I'll let you make your own judgment who you feel has been the most successful. I mean, the highest value player at the minute, Matt Block. So it's worth pointing out. Matt Block, Alessandro Del Piero, who's had the most achievements. Drew, you know, although wanted by Inter, I think absolutely brilliant. Plenty of goals. Plenty of goals from you. So, you know, there's a lot to really... International goals. Let's see who's our international. Well, that's Steve Harle, Garry Hanks, Drew third, Eben fourth for Shearer, Matt Block with Del Piero. Duncan Ferguson's up there as well. I don't know how many of these are on modern day. When I say modern day, I mean since I started this save going. So, you know, it is... I'll tell you what we can do very quickly. Oh, right, okay. So we've clicked on England there. And we've got Eben as in the current England squad, as is Philip Stewart. And there's definitely got to be something here. For the benefit of you, Dave Tresidder, an observation here, Matt Le Tissier. I know you're a big Matt Le Tissier fan there, Dave. And had you have chose Matt Le Tissier, you'd have got a move to Blackburn and you'd have won a little bit more than what you've done. No, I think Mane, you'll do well with Mane. Ross Horn's in there. Of course, we knew he broke in. Anybody else that we recognise? Nobody else. No one chose Rio Ferdinand. What a player. Look at that. Okay. Who the fuck is Steve Froggatt? I don't even know that guy. Oh, Thomas Tunnicliffe is currently there. So, yeah, a few of you guys are there. Which is great to see. Let's have a look at... Is anyone on your under 21s? Boozer Adams is at the end of 21s. Jamie Madden. Look at that. Don't he look good? That's Gerard, isn't it? He looks fucking good, don't he? Okay, so let's take a look at another... Let's take a look at another country then, shall we? Italy. Matt Block. I think, yeah, there ain't going to be too many at Matt Block. Let's go to Scotland. Colin Fisher, yeah, you got in the current squad. I should have put something on it, like a note, just to prove. Yeah, no one of interest, unless I've missed anybody. Okay, so that's that, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. And if you want anything doing on CM, do let me know and I will try to assist. But until next time from me, guys, take it easy.